Okay, so picture this. There's a crime scene. Detectives are dusting for prints, and they find a perfect set. But the trail goes completely cold. The prints don't match anyone in any database. So what gives? Well, what if the culprit isn't human at all? Today, we're diving into a forensic puzzle that involves one of the most unexpected suspects you could ever imagine.
So let me just ask you straight up. Could a koala actually frame you for a crime? It sounds like a joke, right? But this exact question has seriously stumped law enforcement. And no, this isn't just some funny hypothetical. We're talking about real-world criminal cases where the evidence just didn't make any sense.
Because this has really happened. You've got investigators who lift a perfect set of fingerprints from, say, a window at a crime scene. They run it through all their databases, and they get nothing back. 0 matches. It's the kind of dead end that can bring an entire case to a screeching halt, leaving everyone scratching their heads. Who could leave such a perfect, human-like clue and just vanish?
Right, so if the prints don't belong to any person on record, then who do they belong to? This is the point where the investigation takes a hard left turn into the bizarre. Let's actually examine the evidence.
The answer, believe it or not, belongs to this sleepy eucalyptus-munching marsupial. Yep, the koala. The whole reason those mystery prints are so baffling is that koalas have fingerprints that are shockingly, almost indistinguishably similar to our own.
I mean, just look at this side by side. When you put a human fingerprint and a koala fingerprint under a microscope, the resemblance is absolutely uncanny. They both have the exact same kinds of complex ridges, loops, and whorls that forensic experts use to identify us. The patterns are so similar that even a seasoned crime scene analyst could easily mistake one for the other if they didn't know where it came from.
Which, of course, brings us to the next massive question. Why? Why on earth would a marsupial that pretty much just chills in trees all day have the same unique feature as a primate that builds skyscrapers? To figure that out, we have to uncover nature's motive.
And it all comes down to a problem that both of our species needed to solve: grip. See, koalas needed a way to securely climb the smooth, often slippery bark of eucalyptus trees. Meanwhile, our early ancestors needed that fine motor control to hold on to and skillfully use tools. And in both cases, evolution stumbled upon the exact same perfect solution: ridged pads on the fingertips for way better traction.
It's a textbook case of what you might call nature's parallel design. Think about it. We are not closely related to koalas at all. We're on completely different branches of the evolutionary tree. Instead, nature was faced with 2 similar challenges in 2 wildly different species, and it came up with the exact same elegant solution. It's just a beautiful example of how efficient evolution can be.
Now, to really appreciate just how strange this whole thing is, we need a little more context. Like, how common are fingerprints in the animal kingdom anyway? The answer to that question makes this koala connection even more wild. As it turns out, having fingerprints is incredibly rare. The exclusive fingerprint club is almost entirely made up of primates, so apes, monkeys, and us. And then there's the koala. They are the only known non-primate on the entire planet to have them. This just makes their whole evolutionary story that much more remarkable. So, this entire forensic and biological mystery, this case of nature's parallel design, it actually has a name. Scientists have a formal verdict for this kind of phenomenon, and it perfectly explains everything we've just looked at.
The phenomenon is called convergent evolution, and it's a super cool concept in biology. It's what happens when 2 totally unrelated species independently develop similar features. Not because they share a common ancestor, but because they both had to adapt to solve a similar problem in their environment. The koala and human fingerprint is one of the most perfect examples of this you'll ever find.
So when you boil it all down, the crucial point is this: the need for a better grip was so important that evolution literally engineered the same intricate, clever solution in 2 completely separate species. This wasn't just some fluke or coincidence. It's a testament to an incredibly effective biological design. And that really just leaves you with one final thought. If evolution solved the problem of grip this way more than once, what else is out there? I mean, you see it everywhere when you start looking. The wings of a bat and the wings of an insect, or the eyes of a human and an octopus. It really makes you wonder, what other clever solutions has nature invented over and over again? And how many other crime scenes might have clues we haven't even learned to look for yet?